And so today, Longstick decided to upload a video where he's scaling the anime villains from the big three and One Punch Man and putting them up against Frieza from Dragon Ball Z, specifically the Namek Saga. So let's see what he has to say about this matchup and see what are all the things he seems to get right and wrong or whatever. I don't really care. And I'm just here to watch the video and give my own opinion on it. So no, this is not exactly a debunk. Consider this as maybe a response to the video. But yeah, let's just start the video, I guess.
Him down forever. So, do other villains have what it takes? Let's jump right in. To begin, let's put First Form Frieza against his biggest copycat, Boros the Galactic Emperor from One.
Okay, the first problem at all. Boros is not a copycat of Frieza. He has nothing to do with Frieza. Obviously, he's inspired by Dragon Ball characters, but that doesn't mean he's inspired by Frieza. He's inspired by Raditz. Please get that right. In fact, it's not even inspiration. It's a parody of Raditz. It's like in form. Meteoric Burst is a parody of Raditz from Dragon Ball. He's not copying anyone. He's not copying Frieza specifically. So please get that information right.
One Punch Man. This guy was the first real major threat in the story of One Punch Man, and was the first guy that made Saitama really try, at least a little bit in the story. He is clearly a Dragon Ball Z reference and inspired by Frieza, from his armory of different aliens, status as the strongest, and his multiple transformations that are actually limiters to his power. But how does he compare to the original? Now, in the actual story, Boros never does anything super impressive. The best thing we kind of see from him is kicking Saitama to the moon, and that the attack required to overpower his collapsing star roaring cannon split clouds across the planet. However, supplemental guides have given an array of statements for how strong this attack actually was. Manga guides state that this attack would have ruined the Earth but not destroy it.
Okay, we already have another problem here. Boros' collapsing star roaring cannon did say that it can destroy the Earth. It literally says right there next to the photo. Like literally, it says right here. You just didn't even translate it properly. It didn't say it can ruin Earth. It just said it can destroy Earth. That's what the anime says, and that's what the manga specifically says. And also the fact that lesser characters from One Punch Man are able to do multi-continental attacks that far scale above these statements that you just presented. Like what? And also another fact that you can literally get multiple other sources for scaling Boros above this like multi-continental stuff. Like he objectively scales above Tatsumaki, Orochi, Psycho Sorochi, Platinum S, and guys like this. Like he just does. Like it's not even close how the gap in power between these characters are. And so yeah, let's just continue this.
Putting at multi-continental level in power. Anime guides imply that Boros was strong enough to blow away planets with an unknown degree of his power, and that with the collapsing star roaring cannon, he could literally cause a star to collapse and destroy it. Boros also has incredible regenerative capabilities, able to come back from nothing but his eye and a bunch of guts, though he was only able to do this once. So, can the inspiration beat the original? Definitely not.
Okay, another problem. It's not that Boros is limited to regenerating his body once. It's that his energy after using the collapsing star roaring cannon is completely gone. It's not that he can't regenerate like that over and over again. It's that he literally says that he's gonna use up all of his energy to destroy Saitama and Earth along with him. And another information wrong. Okay, cool.
Boros' absolute high-end attack potency scaling gets him to maybe the baseline level of First Form Frieza. The biggest issue for him isn't going to be power though, with there being a gigantic gap in speed between the two of them. The best Boros is probably capable of is a couple times faster than the speed of light, based on feats and statements from characters that he is probably but really unprovably faster than. Meanwhile, by this point in
No, not really. Boros is undeniably faster than Platinum S and their form of Garo and Tatsumaki, Psycho Sorochi, all people like this. Like it's not even close, the gap in speed between these guys. Like it's not close. Like dude, just I have nothing to say. Let's just watch this video.
Dragon Ball, characters have multiple different feats to get them to be massively faster than light, and can even just be upscaled from power levels to get that fast. So even if Frieza and Boros were the same level of strength, Frieza would just be eradicating him faster than he could even blink his singular eye. Next, let's cover who are probably the most popular villains from the big three manga: Blackbeard, Madara, and Aizen, starting with Blackbeard.
Okay, see, I don't really care about where he scales, Blackbeard and Madara, because I don't, watch One Piece or Naruto. I have watched Bleach, so I am gonna play that part and probably explain a few things, but I'm not gonna debunk these parts. So, or not debunk, but respond to these parts. So let's just move on to the Aizen part.
Yeah. Finally, let's talk about a character in a very similar narrative position to Madara, Aizen from Bleach. Now, these two are frequently compared to one another as they are both master manipulators, users of illusions, and seem like they might be the final villain of their series, only for a greater enemy to appear at the end and surpass them. But can Aizen succeed where Madara failed? Now, through the entire story...
Okay, a small correction that I want to make. It's never implied that Aizen is the final villain of Bleach. In fact, Bleach is not even over. So I don't know where people get this take that Aizen is the end all be all final villain of Bleach, where Bleach finally gets over and then the Fullbringer has no meaning, and the Thousand Year Blood War arc is unnecessary. I don't know where people get this stuff, honestly. I'm not saying Longs is in the bad here. I mean, I'm saying that the people who made up this narrative is bad. Anyway, let's just continue this.
In the various forms he obtains, Aizen remains as a relevant highest of high tiers throughout all of Bleach from a pure power perspective. Even before beginning to evolve with the Hogyoku, Aizen effortlessly takes down captain level characters and is inherently beyond all of the Espada. At his peak during his final battle with Ichigo and during the Thousand Year Blood War, Aizen is just repeatedly and consistently portrayed as being essentially above anyone whose name isn't Yuha or Ichigo. At a high end, this would put him over characters
I think you forgot about Soul King as well, but anyway.
That can destroy the Soul Society realm, which some have calculated to dwarf star level in size.
Okay, the Bleach realm, the Soul Society, is not just a small star system where only one star exists and there's just one planet revolving around the star. It's an entire universe. It's an entire different dimension compared to like a normal universe from the primordial world. We obviously see stars in the the Soul Society sky. So I don't know where people think that the Soul Society only scales to star level or something like that. I don't know. Let's just continue.
Or put him above the likes of Squad Zero, who can shake potentially 3 universe-sized spaces in the anime, which would be a multi-solar system level feat.
No, you're getting this wrong as well. No, the Squad Zero can easily shake the 3 realms with just a slight release of their power, and not just one universe. They're talking about 3 different dimensions that they can shake from just slightly the most little bit of power exerted from their Bankai. And Aizen, even the first Hogyoku evolved Mullet Aizen is one-shotting these guys. It's not even close. So it's obviously won't be multi solar system. It will obviously be much higher, because again, the Bleach universe has 3 realms, not just one.
Of course, Aizen's main ability is his hypnosis, being able to control the 5 senses of those who see his Zanpakuto. He also has Hados and the Hogyoku, but again, his Zanpakuto remains his main, most relevant, and frequently used ability, as long as your name isn't Ichigo. Regardless,
No, you're getting this wrong. Hogyoku is probably as important to Aizen as much as his Zanpakuto. Obviously, it was not along with him the entire series before the betrayal, obviously, but it is as useful as to him his Zanpakuto is. That's what makes him immortal. You forgot about the fact that they're talking about the overall Bleach power level. They're talking about destroying the 3 realms. That's what Yuvabak's plan is to collapse the entire 3 realm with his power. And Aizen obviously scales to that guy because again, his hypnosis worked on him. So obviously you would scale nearly as much as Soul King Yu, but not obviously equal, because we saw him one-shot him casually. And you did not even fully explain Aizen's power. You just said that he can control the five senses. Like, that's not the only thing that he can do. You forgot to mention what all the things that are results of controlling these five senses, and you forgot about the fact that he can control every dimension of the target to shake tremendously, like their sense of taste, no, feel, the mass of the object, the size, their like presence, like their dimensionality, like all of this can be casually changed by Aizen. Like even the temperature can be changed by Aizen. Like it's not just the five senses. Oh, he can just make them feel different or like see different things. It's not like some basic like genjutsu type of stuff. Like it's not that at all. And you forget about the fact that Hogyoku still gains some immortality. Like you completely ignore that. Like you just moved on to the Frieza section where you're comparing him to him. And you also forgot to mention the fact that Aizen's hypnosis and work as soon as you just see him. Like he doesn't have to unsheath his Zanpakuto anymore. Like the entire Kyoka Sogetsu just merged with his body. Like at the end of the Arrancar arc, it completely merged with him. Like even if you see Aizen's body, like any part of it, you're gonna be under his illusions. Like they literally explain this in the anime. Like what? Anyway, let's just continue this.
Could he take down Frieza? Of everyone we've talked about today, Aizen definitely has the easiest to justify high-end arguments that puts him in the exact same tier as Namek Frieza, multi-solar system level. Of course, both of them have higher arguments. I'm well aware of Universal Bleach arguments, but they aren't stronger than Universal Frieza arguments. Again, in a consistent trend for today, it's really...
Okay, just no. The arguments for DBC being universal and the arguments for being like Bleach being universal are completely different. It's entirely implied throughout Bleach that like the realms of the Bleach universe are different dimensions. So they're obviously going to be scaling to universal, and it's obviously important fact that Yubak was going to destroy all of these three realms like completely and just like make them into one. And like you forgot about the fact that like Aizen like skills Yubak or this version of Yubak.